especially for those of you that grab about the same weight dumbbell, it feels different because of the dimensions of it. So you get, physics comes into play. So if they're doing a swing or anything, they're going to have the momentum and it's just going to switch around. So it forces muscle integration instead of isolation. You've got the ones that like to do their bicep curls, and that's a really easy exercise, but it only uses one thing. Everything you do with the kettlebell, you have to activate your core and you have to have good posture, perfect form, or you will notice it. You will feel it, you're like, whoa, that's off. But it's a little different. If you're off on a snatch with a kettlebell, you can step and it's not a big bar. I nearly killed my personal trainer when I was off on a snatch with a full bar because it was going backwards and we were both almost in trouble. Everything involves coordination at the same time, and everything is cardio. So by the time you're done, you're like, I've got my workout, and you can go run at the same time. And it's functional to activities of daily living just because we carry things with weights around in different positions, and it's not a big bar. And it's not scary. Talk about trying to find something for the girls, they're not going to be scared of the bar. It just gives really good feedback when they're doing it. And the biggest thing is it emphasizes all the power from the hips. So how many times when you're teaching that class, what are the two most common things you say besides quit screwing off are get your butt back and use your hips. Well, this will force those two things. So that's kind of why we like it. It's been a year since I've done this talk. Biggest thing is making sure they're staying in control, activation of the core all the way through, the butt out, or teaching girls, I don't know, if you tell boys stick your butt out, they can all stick their butt out. If you tell girls they start doing some weird thing and it doesn't look like their butt is sticking out. So sometimes just tell them to stick their hands there and shift their pelvis back and they can all get it that way. I had a terrible time trying to convince them because I'd say butt out and I'd get chest out. Like that's not the butt out I'm looking for. And just to keep their the back flat but not arched. Wrists usually stay straight. And I made it with my hands on the kettlebell so they look really nice and open, so I have gloves for that. Focus on hip extension and explosion, which you're going all the way through. Always keeping your chest up and your weight back on your heels. So all those things that you harp on all the time are really easier to make them aware of what they're doing because you can only stand so many in front of them here. Make sure when they're doing it, there's a good space around here. It's kind of nice in here, but if you're going to do them at home, don't do it underneath your ceiling fan. Yeah. I had a tough time when I was sitting in my parents' house. Where's this good space? Because the best open space in their house had ceiling fans underneath it. I have 10-foot ceilings everywhere in my house works. So the first one's called a halo. And this one is going to be probably the hardest one with the weights that you picked. But the halo, little kettlebell anatomy, this is the bell, this is the handle, this is the horns. And so if I ever say bottom up, this means bottom up. And then usually my instructions say where to grab it by. Dan and I did fight, most of them with Dan Beal when he was coaching here in track. We fought over a couple of directions based on how he gives things and how I give things. So these are all my compromised ones you'll get. So you start with the kettlebell in front of your face, and you rotate it so it's right by your ear, and then you come down the back and down here and in front. Well, it doesn't seem like it does a lot, but the shoulder stays in a nice good position all the time. You've never got anybody reaching out and has a lot of shoulder strength. So go ahead and try that. Make sure it's not just a whole circle, so it starts at the side and then goes back and over so you get the actual movement you say in your bottom top. Yep, so it's facing backwards here, facing down, facing, and then coming forward. Can you feel that working in your shoulder? Yes. And you can't do that with a dumbbell. You can figure out, but you're going to end up wearing the dumbbell.
And then you reverse direction.
Yep, and you reverse directions to get the
You call that what? Which one?
This is called a halo.
You go both directions then?
Yeah. Well, you're going to say I snap, crackle, and pop. So most of the stuff that I do is actually taught like two-handed. There's some single stuff. So now just grabbing the bell with one hand in front of you, and you're just going to kind of swing it around. So this is kind of where you get an idea of momentum. But when you're doing it with kids, you're going to want to look for the fact that they're getting their arms, so we get an arm range of motion exercise. And you're also going to look for the fact that they're staying forward, so they're not turning it with their whole body moving.
Don't drop it.
And switch it the other way. So nice and easy, simple exercise. You're not going to think they're doing much. I made Dr. Shannon sore last time I did this, and I was like, wait a second, I made you sore and you own a gym? Do the same thing now. Stand on one leg and try to pass that around your body. So now you're totally engaging your core, and you're working on your balance, because what in sport do you spend both feet on the ground? Usually you're moving one, if not both, off the ground, so it totally fires that in. Try to get it? switch in, like past that, the opposite direction, because you'll be going, you're like, hey, I got this, and then you move the momentum the other way. So things come at you in different directions when you're playing sports, and now this is a weight and you're just moving. Squats. So we spend a lot of time teaching squats, and as I said, don't always say, get your butt back, keep your knees back, and you harken. So this is really easy because you can have them stand and have that kettlebell between the instep of their feet. And then you tell them their arms have to go just straight down forward, so they're not going to get to bend, and their butt's got to go back. So now I have perfect squat form, and I didn't have to worry about teaching them. Because they're going to know. If they're leaning here, the bell's not going to go in the right spot. It's always going in the same place. Their butt stays nice and back. Their arms stay straight. And then you use this as a building for the next lift. You could do single leg squats with them if you wanted. So building into the next lift, standing there with that same form, with the kettlebell in front of you, just pull your arm up into your high pull. When you're doing it with a weight, now they're out here, we've got a different mechanism, and you put a different stress on the shoulder. Now you get that nice, good high pull. So you can do these same things. The reason I had you grab a medicine ball and a dumbbell is you can mix them up and try them with something else, but the reason we picked these lifts was because we really liked the kettlebell advantage with them. All right, this is the one where I'm going to admit that I will have flawed form at the end, because I want to do. It's really not fair that YouTube video and the rest of us are working.
We're really sweating. Look at that. Oh my God, look at the brow.
So same thing as you start with a squat with that kettlebell in between your instep. And this actually goes all the way into the snatch. So you're trying to teach a kid a snatch, and they don't have enough strength to control the bar, their form is off. So they're going to come down, they're going to pull all the way up, and you get them started all the way up with their full triple extension. So a nice explosive exercise. But if they're off at the top, they can step forward, they can step back, and then you have them lower it down. So you get a complete power movement with the full extension, and then slowly bringing it back down. Plus, the whole time you're doing this, are you ever, I mean, you know if you're up here, it's way more work. So now the bar is close to their body, which you yell in class to get the bar close to your body. And I wouldn't keep the bar close to my body when I snatch. I wouldn't do it. So go ahead and try that. So it's the squat. It's the squat, the high pull, and then you push the bottoms up. Yep, bottoms up at the top. So once you get to your chest, as you're pushing up, flip it. Yeah. And then as you get better at it, you're going to get a full quick motion. And so they're always ending with on their toes, versus starting back on their heel, and you're ending all the way with your toes extended, your hips are completely extended, and your arms are extended. Okay, the one thing that most people do know about kettlebells is they all want to do the swing. The difference in the kettlebell swing, the traditional kettlebell swing is going to have you go to about chest level. CrossFit kettlebell swings have you going overhead. Unlike the overhead, puts a whole lot of force loading back on that shoulder. I work for the shoulder doctors, it's great for business for me, but I don't really recommend it. The nice thing about this one is it again teaches that flat back, kind of like you would go down if you're going to do a straight leg deadlift. The power never comes from your arms. Your arms are actually staying in the same position as you go through the swing, and it's all from your hips. So start with the bell between your legs, get a little bend to your legs, and it's using your hips to swing forward, and nice and slow and controlled coming back. And you can decide what on your toes. A little bit, yeah. I mean, I don't get all the way up to my toes. And you can decide like what you're teaching and what you really want to emphasize. If you wanted to keep a totally straight leg, or if you want to bend like more like a squat. So if you're going to be going straight to deadlifts afterwards, teach them to do a lot of it with a straighter leg. You can also do those single arm. I don't do a lot of single arm stuff because I have unstable shoulders. But just swinging forward with one arm. The nice thing about using the two together is it actually stabilizes and makes it almost a closed chain activity. So you like to go high.
I know, I just have it.
I actually had to cure myself of that habit when I would like get up here and go, like, all right, here's good. So you can kind of just do a push press, so that part that you start with towards the end where you start with the kettlebell here and do the high pull into the overhead. So you're starting and you're coming up versus before we started from the ground. So you're just going to pull and up. It's a lot harder just to do that. So high pull up.
Is it all upper body?
It's all pretty much upper body. But if you were going to teach that progression, have them have a lighter weight and then progress. So teach the squat, teach the high pull, teach the push press, and then into the snatch that we did.
So how do you pick the weight that they should start out? Is there like a standard? You got to be able to do 5 of these, or it's too heavy? I mean,
That's the tough part. It's just kind of guessing, and part of it is just learning like where you are, just like you would help pick a weight on something else.
okay.
I have a 20-pound, and I can do most things with my 20-pound. I don't like the halo with the 20-pound for a full couple of sets. A couple other ones I struggle with, but when you're doing full body weight and explosive stuff, because of the momentum, you can use a lot less weight than you normally could. Although if guys that complain if you say, I'm going to start you on a 25, they're like, what? Big fan of back exercises. So just the row, the big thing on this one is you're focusing on squeezing your shoulder blades, not on the tricep action, because everybody likes their triceps, nobody likes their back. So totally leaning over with the arms straight and then just focusing on squeezing the shoulder blade to pull it back. And it just feels way different than with a dumbbell. So if you haven't done it with a dumbbell recently, to know the difference. And however you like to do it, if you like to do rows without quite so much of a staggered stance, you can. Switching to the other one.
It's okay if you do.
Yeah. The biggest thing is to making sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades to where you're getting that upper back row workout.
So, you know, for me, if I was going to use this with my low impact class, I would
Holding by the horns, your standard triceps, so you start behind and you push up. And I would guess you could do that with a single arm, but I don't know anybody that's going to want to do this with just one arm at a time. I'd pump myself in the head. I was saying, you're supposed to be doing any overhead.
Smack yourself in the head.
Yeah, Dawn, are you supposed to be doing any overhead stuff?
Well, that's a shoulder strength. So it's not that for the heart, it's for the nasty shoulder blades. So I actually use this exercise in rehab, and I've used it with everything from basketball to a medicine ball to a dumbbell, but I like it best with a kettlebell. So you're going to reach with your opposite arm, and you're going to start with the kettlebell about 12 inches in front of your toe, and it's a single leg deadlift. So you're going to come down and come up. So now I've taught balance. It's firing your hamstring like no other. Your glute is getting it, and all of your hip stabilizers, your glute med and your glute mid, are all over this.
So we usually,
Yeah, and ideally, if you're working on kids and you want to work on their flexibility, you want that bell going all the way.
can you do two, or do you recommend with just one?
I recommend one because I won't even do it with the same arm reaching because I find that my balance is off. I can't reach with my right arm and pick it up on my right side.
Because we do these in Jen's classes with weights on both.
Yeah,
On
when
both.
it's hard on your hip, it still doesn't have any range.
Yeah,
You
kind of
lost
goes up.
range to get your
This exercise more than anything else, if I want to make my legs sore, I will feel it all the way through. That's the one that killed me last night.
Yeah.
Which hand did you have placed left?
Okay, so this one you get to sit down and do a couple of core things just to make sure we mix it up. We did some upper body. Grab your medicine ball first. You can grab the little itty 4-pound medicine ball. Kidding. Okay, so when we do Russians in class, and I actually like Russians with the feet on the ground because they actually will stabilize and hold their core better than putting their feet off and they twist their whole body. So feet on the ground where you do your standard Russian where you're at a 45 or a 90-degree angle, the further back you go, the harder it is. So this is the exercise where you're hitting it on side to side, swearing at whoever's making you do it. Do that same thing. This is where the kettlebells do have with your kettlebell. Where you're actually hitting the kettlebell from side to side or just twist. And because you're holding here, but there's the weight, you're going to get that physics momentum. So feel the difference. Yes, you have to do these. They're all looking at me going, oh, that looks like a nice demo.
Yeah, I can do these without weights, but it hurts my back.
It doesn't, okay. doing one and feeling how it's good, it like takes you over and you're having full control.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah, like that's what I'm a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm just going to bounce back and I'll do my exercise for This is the one I didn't want to include in my talk, but Dan insisted we did the food that day, so I had to demo it. So doing your lovely visa that we all take, and take your cup and pass it through your legs. Here you go. Yeah, just keep you in this. So the first one is with the bell in front and out backwards lunges. You're going to step backwards and you're going to twist towards the leg that goes back. So now not only did you do your lunge, but you just activated your obliques coming back again. So, go ahead, go ahead. There you go. Have you noticed when we did it that day, I had to do it 3 times in a row. Bottom up, yep. Yeah, hold on, that's actually. So lunge backwards and twist towards the leg back as you come down. Trying to make sure that you're all the way down in that lunge.
And
You
then
lunge
turn.
and then twist,
Yeah.
not twist that way, that's what
Yep.
I was.
So your hips are still staying forward.
Stevie's got that 100-pounder.
You grabbed the 25 and I was just sitting there and
I
you're
know.
getting torture with a
Nice.
35.
I just felt the heat came on in here. Yeah.
I went and changed the locker and I thought I was going to cook. And then lateral lunges. And lateral lunges, I kind of like to just hold with one hand or both, but just holding the bell down and have them lunge over to make sure any part of your hip that didn't already hurt, now it's hurting. But you can feel it. It's different if you lunge and keep it on the side or you lunge with the kettlebell. If you're working on a control thing, you can't do it bottoms up.
Okay, so since we're all here, can you guys tell me when you do lateral?
So this one, you're going to start with it in the leg that's going back. And so you're going to lunge backwards